My name is Morgann Robertson, and I went on missions to Costa Rica this summer. So when I signed up for the trip, I was really stressed about fundraising, and my grandpa actually told my dad, whatever she doesn't make, I'm going to pay for it. If it's the whole trip, if it's nothing, I want to pay for it. Because he felt like he was going to see someone in heaven because of this trip one day. So he ended up paying for a lot of my trip, and after a weekend I was really burnt out, and I kind of was like discouraged because in my mind missions had been about me, and it was about what I could see happen, and what I'm gonna pray for someone and something really big is gonna happen. Like, that's what I thought, and I thought I was gonna preach and like do all of these things, even though I know that that's not what missions is about. I know that the missions office teaches something different than that. That's what I expected in the back of my mind. And so I got really burnt out, and then I found out that my grandfather had passed away while I was there, and that just made it harder, and I took it as a confirmation from the Lord that I needed to go home, and that I needed to be with my family, and I needed to grieve. And so I went into the room on base, and I closed the door, and I just let myself live in my pity for a while. And I called my grandmother, and she was talking to me about the trip, and she just reminded me of how proud he was and how happy he was that he got to pay for the trip. And that was such a big thing, because growing up my grandfather wasn't a believer, and I remember who he used to be and how much the Lord moved in his life. And I remember him getting his first Bible and going to the altar for the first time. And so him being in a place where he wanted to see the gospel spread amongst the nations was really beautiful. And so she said he kept asking how the trip was going and if I had given any updates and if I had sent any pictures. And whenever I was fundraising, he was asking how much money I had raised and what I needed the whole time it was happening. And he made sure I had exactly what I needed to go. And so my grandma told me, whatever you do, stay. Like, don't come home. She's like, I love you and I want to see you, but I think you need to ride this out. And so I didn't want to, but I stayed because she asked me to, and she said that's what you would have wanted. And after that, we went to Alcoholics Anonymous and got to talk to one of the residents there. And it was one of the areas I was really discouraged in, because I felt like we weren't preaching, we weren't doing what I wanted to be doing. And he took out this picture that he was like, I have something for you. And he took out a picture, and it was just a picture of Jesus, and his nail-scarred hands were in the picture. And it was just such a beautiful reminder to me that it wasn't about me, and I could struggle and all these bad things could happen to me, but in the end, if that one person feels the Lord, that one person feels loved and accepted, and that one person draws closer to Jesus because we help them wash dishes, or we help them with their garden, or we talk to them for a few hours, then it was all worth it. And that was actually something that my grandfather had struggled with. So getting to help people who were in his situation, were in his boat, and I'd seen the redemption happen already, so I knew it could happen for them. It was just a beautiful moment.